lah mostly. Kena ada hari yang I tahu you orang kena join webinar yang untuk plant nutrition sekali dengan Dr. Pami dengan Indonesia punya ini tu. Ada satu hari you orang kena pergi field visit. Macam tu lah dia. That's quite weird lah. Tapi I'll tell you a timetable. Semua okay Khamis 8 to 10? Any Khamis? Boleh ke?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Okay, that makes things clear. Okay, so class 2, class 3, class 4 je.
Doktor nak tanya. Yang Khamis pagi tu esok ke bila tu?
Tak esok kot. Diorang nak esok ke? Tak, esok tak.
Oh, bukan esok. Okay.
Lepas raya, lepas minggu raya. Okay, let me check some calendar for me. Hari ni 27 kan? Hari ni 25 Ini apa? Okay, hari ni 27 kan? Okay, 27 hari ni. So esok lusa tak ada kelas. Next week is your public holiday midterm week kan? So mungkin kita boleh buat jam 12 hari bulan tu. Mungkin 12 hari bulan? Okey tak? 12 hari bulan 5. Hello.
Ya, doktor.
Bercakaplah sikit. Okey, so kita akan buat 12 hari bulan 5 satu kelas 8 to 10 AM. Lepas tu as usual 13 hari bulan 5 tu kelas kita macam 3 hingga 5 petang lah. Okay, then 12, 13, then 20 as usual lah 3 hingga 5.
Doktor.
Ya saya.
Yang 13 hari bulan 5 tu pagi petang ada lab and class
Yes.
Oh okey doktor.
Why
Oh tak tanya je.
13. Okey, yang 12 ataupun kita boleh buat 12 ataupun 12 ataupun 20. 12 atau 19 lah or 19. Okay. So I have everything here. Quiz will be 25. Okay, I can ambil foto ni hantar kat you orang. If you all check dulu each and every one of you. If you have any issues, beritahu kat I. Okay, sebelum kita mula kelas kita sort out benda ni. Sorry, I tulis dengan tangan je. Dapat tak semua orang?
Dapat.
Okay. So, you orang reserve 12.5 dengan 19.5 for me lah Thursday pagi tu. 8 hingga 10. And then 7 hari bulan 6 yang hujung tu is supposed to be plant propagation tapi Dr. Razik tak ada kelas kan, so he let me take that lah. Okay, anyone have any issues?
Okay doktor.
Doktor, but 19 Mei tu kita orang tak free.
Oh tak free Sifah? You have anything ke? Hello?
Ada field trip.
Oh, ada field trip by 19, okay. Now I want you all to reserve another date. Kalau not 19, 1 week lepas 19 apa
26. 26 Mei.
26 boleh
Boleh ke?
26 Okay, nanti I tulis balik 26 lah. Field trip saja apa? Hello?
Plant propagation.
Oh,
Plant propagation.
pergi mana?
Multi sedang.
Oh. Banyak field trip this year for you all. Our field trip will be together with Plant Nutrition to Taman Pertanian Jubilee on 3rd 6 pagi tu. Okay Okay, so okay. No any issues, then we can proceed with class. Okay. Are you guys okay?
Okay, doktor.
Okay.
Okay
Okay.
Kelas sekejap. I tak pernah ambil kelas untuk you orang kan?
Tak.
Okay.
Tak pernah.
Okay, anyway, you will be seeing me this semester. This is also the first time I am taking this class, tak pernah sebelum ni. And also next semester you will still see me for class Plant Natural Product. And itu kelas wajib lah. Then after that, if you all choose herbs and medicinal plant, you will see me for another 2 or 3 classes, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll have a lot of classes with me after this. Okay. Window ke? Tab mana apa ni? Sekejap, cancel. Sekejap benda ni berapa dah? Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so I will make it big. And if the thing is not moving, you need to tell me. Gerak tak?
Tak gerak.
Tak gerak? Just to do it some other way, which I'm not sure. Tak apalah, boleh nampak kan ni? Okay.
Boleh.
Okay, so the topic today is crop storage and packaging. Apiculture is a honey production system lah. Okay. So to introduce you, food products undergoes numerous physical, chemical and microbiological changes during storage. So when you store, there can be a lot of changes because you already harvested from the plant. So there's no something like the thing be there always, kan? Okay. The stability of food is a function of changes occurring in the food components such as dalam food protein, lipid. So once you already harvest the plant, harvest the fruit ke ataupun any product ke from the plant, so it will undergo changes, okay, such as in food proteins, lipids, carbohydrates and water due to environmental and processing factor. So you have to, like, if you let's say you are harvesting fruit, let's say you harvest banana or apple or anything like actually on fruits kind or vegetables, you have to package it properly. And the packaging is very important to slow the deterioration rate and also may extend product shelf life. So this is what we call this topic is like post-harvest technology, post-harvest biology. How do you post-harvest? Diorang ada kelas post-harvest tak? Pernah ada? Hello?
Tak pernah.
Okay, so if you don't have post-harvest class, then it's gonna be it's something like that lah. Post-harvest means after, lepas tuai lah, after you harvest any fruit ke, any herbs ke, in our case it's herbs, or any kind of things, you must know how to package it, how to store it, so that its shelf life can be extended longer. Dia tak rosak and so on lah. That is very important. Okay, bukan menanam je penting, lepas tanam, lepas tuai, what you do is also important. Okay, Active packaging technology designed to provide interaction between food and packaging material, which aim to add extending the product shelf life. So active packaging extending product shelf life. Kalau our apples, we are getting it from foreign, abroad, kan? Not from our country. Our herbs, like certain herbs like thyme, okay? Yang suka masak-masakan, you know, ala-ala Itali ni semua kan, you all use thyme. Okay, what else? A lot of herbs yang Mediterranean herbs, okay, or European herbs too. They also have to keep that for a long time. So they must know how to pack it until it reaches our country. Okay, maintaining its nutritional and sensory quality. This is also a lot of technology are now here, but to maintain 100% quality or nutrition lepas you dah tua itu, it is very hard. Okay, because you already harvested. And providing microbial safety. And this is one of the very high concern lah, because once you harvested, it will be microbe akan mula serang benda tu. Okay. How many of you yang tadi dalam kelas Seorang Siapa
Zuri.
Dia sister or brother?
Sister.
Okay, sorry. Why dapat contact tak dengan dia?
Tak angkat call.
Oh, tak angkat call. Okay. So, ask her to join, message her. Otherwise, attendance kan. Okay. Main factors that causes deterioration of food during storage. What causes food product to rosak adalah, okay, one is climatic influences that cause physical and chemical changes lah, like UV light, moisture vapor, oxygen, temperature. All these things are natural factors. Okay, surrounding factors, UV, moisture, and so on lah. Okay. Contamination, this is a big thing lah, contamination by microbes, insects or soils. Mechanical forces, so when you are like transporting them or you are like processing them, so they can be things that will cause the damage. Like for herbs kan, when we take the herbs, we used to dry them and then we blend them to powder forms. These kind of things, it involves a lot of machineries. Involves a lot of heat, which might cause compound dalam tu to be degraded. So you won't get, of course, you won't get 100% of what you have. Okay, damage caused by impact, vibration, compression, or abrasion. Okay, pilferage. Okay, pilferage, tampering, or pilferage means theft, tampering, or adulteration. So all these things can cause damage, okay, or deterioration of food storage. Okay. Okay, herb and spice product formats and packaging techniques. How do they package them? Okay, herbs, spices, they are available in a variety of forms, including you boleh dapat dia fresh. Okay, let's say fresh that we use in our cooking, like ginger or turmeric. These are all still spices, kan? Even garlic is spices. You get it fresh, you use it fresh. You can also get it in dried form. Okay, dried form macam turmeric powder. Okay, serbuk kunyit. Okay, we use it in a dried form or frozen. Sometimes we got it frozen. Since we are in Malaysia, we are a tropical country. Mostly we can get fresh. Alright, frozen, usually if you go to European countries where they don't produce it, they have it in a frozen form. Okay, whole ground, we get it. So they make it like extracts or infusions, okay? Fresh spices in commercial applications present significant problem if they are not seasonal and processed immediately. Okay. Okay, they have short shelf life and stability. So fresh ni tersilap tekan okay. Fresh spices in commercial application present significant problems if they are not seasonal and processed immediately. They have short lifespan and stability. Dried spices usually they are available throughout the year, like it's already dried. It is cheaper in cost, but lack the aromatic property of their fresh counterpart. So if you use like dried ginger dengan fresh ginger, lain kan, turmeric yang fresh turmeric dengan dried turmeric pun lain, because it has already like dried, it has lost its aromatic smells when you are drying it and so on. Okay, volatile oil are lost or oxidized during drying, curing, crushing, grinding or other processing method. Okay, when I was dekat Europe tu kan, kita susah nak dapat daun kari. Curry leaf. Curry leaf is also a kind of spices kan. So dekat sana they usually give either dried powdered punya curry powder, daun kari lah, bukan curry powder, daun kari punya powder, ataupun you get it dry. So it will be very funny lah when we see that kan. Kalau kat sini daun kari tu macam bau dia kuat, we can use it immediately, kita petik guna. Kat sana you go and buy in the Asian market, and then when you are using that macam tak ada apa, macam you letak sekadar kena letak macam tu je lah. Lama-lama tak beli je lah, kena bau dia pun not strong. It doesn't sound important. Doesn't sound macam dalam cooking tu tak penting dah benda tu. Okay. But when you dry a compound, dry a plant, sometimes dia punya bau memang because dia essential oil kan, dia boleh meruap. When you dry dia hilang. Tapi ada komponen dalam tu, compounds. Okay, kita kan, orang mesti pernah belajar dia polar compounds, non-polar compounds. Okay, yang polar of course kalau sometimes they are lost, kalau water is lost, they are lost kan. So, but this non-polar, sometimes even the polar ones, yang non-volatile ones, dia dalam tu air dah hilang, benda tu dah macam semakin shrink. Non-volatile will be in the dried part. So it will be more concentrated. Faham tak maksud I? When you dry something, yang water yang evaporate, yang volatile, of course it will fly out. Okay, however yang non-volatile, yang non-polar, it will remain. Dia takkan hilang. So you will get a more concentrated ones. So it is different when you eat like they say, okay, makan buah ni untuk let's say durian Belanda, they say you have to eat it to overcome some kind of penyakit kan. But when you eat it fresh, maybe you must eat like 3 times more. When it's dry, you only eat very small. Jangan terlebih makan. Okay. So more concentrated in the non-volatiles, which can result in bitterness, increased pungency and unbalanced flavor. So kalau you makan ubatan herba and it is dried, usually the Chinese one dried herbs and so on, of course the taste is not good. Okay, because dia kering kan, lepas tu dia ada concentrated punya compound. Okay. Factors affecting packaging. Light sensitivity. Spices containing carotenoids or chlorophyll are highly susceptible to deterioration by light, which will cause changes to colors to fade lah. Carotenoids is a tetraterpenoid kind of compounds. Okay, we have nanti you akan belajar groups of compounds dalam secondary metabolic, one of that lah. Or chlorophyll, orang tahu yang hijau tu kan. So they are light sensitive. If a lot of light when you have already harvested lah, bukan masa they are still intact in plant. Okay, when you've already harvested, when you're packaging, so it will its colors light sensitive, it will fade. Okay, flavor sensitivity. As soon as the spices are harvested, their inherent essential oil begin to deteriorate due to highly volatile compound. So essential oil is something that you want to smell. Essential oil adalah yang memberikan bau harum tu kan. So immediately after you dah plug tu dia mula keluarkan essential oil. So dia akan mula hilang lah. Okay. Moisture and oxidation sensitivity. The smaller the particle size in ground spices, the larger the surface area exposed to the atmospheric condition. Okay, when you grind it already dia akan jadi particle dia jadi kecil-kecil. Okay, lepas dia jadi kecil, dia macam the larger the surface area exposed to the atmospheric condition. So to the atmosphere dia akan it will be exposed lah. So when they are exposed, the more it will be more susceptible the product is to the moisture and moisture penetration and oxidation. So if you don't really package it in a tightened thing, which is like tak ada pengudaraan kat dalam tu, benda tu akan oxidize lah, akan jadi dia boleh macam orang kata masuk angin kan. Okay, biskut lama macam tu kan. So dia akan lemau, jadi lemau macam tu lah. Lemau lah, betul lah my term? Betul ke lemau? Hello?
Betul.
Betul macam tu lah. Okay. Grinding. As soon as dried or fresh spices are size reduced, this increase the surface area exposed to the atmospheric condition. So grinding pun benda yang sama lah. To limit this reaction, it is important to control temperature, contact with oxygen, the humidity surrounding the product, and reduce the contact with light. So these are very important after you harvest something. Okay, macam kita beli pisang kan, pisang tu dah harvest, dia simpan pun, dia punya transportation pun dah macam few days. So if you leave it just outside, benda tu akan rotten lah, slowly rotten, kena all these effects. Okay. Okay, example of fresh and dried packaging format. Herbs and spices, refrigerated formats. Okay, simpan dalam refrigerations, like fresh herb. Refrigeration kalau macam dalam peti sejuk lah kan. Okay, fresh herbs mainly sold in bunches with an elastic band holding the product together. Okay, macam sekarang kalau you pergi market dah raya-raya ni jumpa banyak bunga kantan. Okay, it's like sold in bunches kan, can be cut. So these are the freshly sold ones. Most herbs are unlikely to be satisfactory after 1 week. So benda macam ni, herbs macam ni, you cannot keep that for a long time when they are in fresh and so on, or storage in refrigerated condition, walaupun you simpan dalam peti sejuk. Some will last up to 2 weeks providing the environmental conditions are acceptable. Fresh herbs can also be stored in plastic bags. You boleh simpan dalam plastic bags. More attention to the type of plastic used. Okay. Yeah, fresh herbs can also be stored in plastic bags. More attention to the type of plastic used and atmosphere present. So not all kind of plastic lah, you must be very careful. Okay, and atmosphere within the bag, you have to check juga tiba-tiba bag tu kotor ke atau prone to contamination. It's also very hard. We ensure product quality and safety is maintained. Okay, product quality for spices ni when you're processing, sekarang kan ada banyak produk tempatan kan yang dia buat herba lah, apalah, herba kecantikan muka lah and so on kan. So it is very important for them, siapa macam kementerian tak benarkan mereka jual macam tu je. You need to undergo SIRIM, you need to undergo KKM because they want to make sure that product quality is good. Dia tak boleh jual macam tu, macam tiba-tiba if it's not certified by SIRIM ke apa ke, if it's contaminated by microbes and so on, it's gonna be a big issue. Okay. Herbs are also sold in the patented formulation that uses fresh herbs. Okay, in combination with other ingredients to maintain a high quality product that ensure the essential oil and the microbial safety remain acceptable during storage. So packaging, tube packaging, kadang-kadang you nampak dalam tubes kan. The tube format incorporate a high level technology in the packaging so as to provide consumer with a format that is easy to use. Okay, as well as protecting the product from environmental influences. Okay, so of course they added something to preserve that. Okay, they use a very good quality of tubes, so that component inside that are not spoiled and so on. Okay. Okay. Just now we see the refrigerated part. Now we see the dried part, herbs and spices of the dried part. Whole or ground herbs and spices. The natural whole spices are much more robust and deteriorate much slower than spices that have been sized reduced. Okay, natural whole spice lah. Okay, kan dia lagi banyak besar kan daripada yang dried ataupun dia ada macam dia blend and so on. Kalau whole dia punya think it might last a bit longer than the cut one. Kena masa you cut ke ataupun you buat dia jadi kecil, you potong and so on kan, it loses a lot of energy from that. Peel or gunny bags, guni lah kan, are used depending on the value of the spices. Polyethylene lined gunny bags guni tu, polyethylene yang guni plastik tu, and the HDPE woven sacks are used to restrict moisture ingress during storage. So mereka tak nak benda tu kena moist sangat kat dalam. Okay, tak masuk moist. Okay. Kalau guni biasa tu kadang-kadang boleh kena air. Okay. Besides the conventional jute bags, multi-wall paper bags, plastic sacks and paper boxes can offer better protection and peel. So this is how you store these herbs yang dried. Okay. Ini tak adalah susah sangat kan. It's like a bit about how do you package things. Okay, it's not very science. It's just applied science in a way. Okay, it's nothing fundamental. Okay, this topic. Okay, heat treated herbs and spices in glass or plastic jar. So sometimes kita tengok spices, herbs semua dalam jar kan. Okay, imagine macam jeruk. Okay, we used to go to this Halia Bentong, dapatlah banyak jeruk kan. How do sometimes they package the jeruk dalam herb spices ni, dia letak dalam botol ataupun plastic jars. Okay, these types of packaging medium is quite common in herb and spice industry. These products are typically packaged in glass or plastic jars lah. This treatment will reduce the level of quality deterioration, but also reduce the level of natural essential oil. Okay, dia akan macam it's good kerana dia akan kekalkan kualiti untuk satu jangka masa lah, but reduces the level of natural essential oil lah, macam yang benda yang ada berbau, wangi and so on kan, pleasant smell tu, if you do this kind of things, it might lose also lah, that provide the key flavor attributes to the product. Sometimes they jual yang pot-pori tu kan for aromatherapy and so on. They also do it inside jars or bottles kan. But you have to smoke it or something lah to get the fragrance. Sometimes it's not that fragrance as the natural ones. Okay. Okay, whole or ground herbs and spices. So we are going like one by one lah, some spices. Okay, coriander. Coriander apa? Dalam bahasa Melayu apa? Hello?
Guni.
Ha? Coriander guni? What's coriander? Ketumbar. Tahu kan daun ketumbar, serbuk ketumbar. At your age, banyak yang tak tahu. So just Google and see. Daun ketumbar ni, this one should be yang powdered ketumbar lah, serbuk ketumbar. Okay. Ground coriander can be stored for up to 6 months in aluminium foil bags. Aluminium foil bags yang aluminium foil tahu kan, dia punya bag and its preferable storage mechanism. Yang ni letak gambar yang jute bag lined with polyethylene, so you all can imagine what is a jute bag lined with polyethylene. Okay, ideal for storage for large quantities of powder. Paper, polyethylene and cotton bags are not suitable for storage. Okay, paper, polyethylene and cotton bags lah, they are not suitable for storage. Okay, coriander seeds can be stored in polyethylene bags or cotton bags for 6 months. Okay, seed of coriander lah, without minimum loss of flavor. After a period of 12 months, 20 to 25% of the volatile oil is gone. Okay, Under good storage condition, it is reported that coriander seed will retain flavor and color from 6 to 9 months. Okay, this is how do they keep coriander. Okay. Okay, I think all of you know what is garlic. Okay, garlic tahu kan?
Oh,
Garlic. Semua orang pun tahu garlic. Okay, garlic is bawang putih. Among the most important garlic products are garlic flakes. Okay, kita tak guna kan, kita jarang guna garlic flakes semua. Kita masakan kita we have rich in garlic kan, kita letak garlic biasa, dehydrated garlic powder, garlic paste and garlic salt. Okay. Garlic is commercially dried to about 6.5% moisture. So you can still find garlic powder. In market, there are also garlic powders, okay? Dehydrated garlic is sold commercially as garlic powder, granules, sliced, chopped, or in a minced form. Garlic powder is obtained by drying the garlic at temperature of 50 to 70 degrees for 5 to 8 hours and result in losses of volatile flavor up to 30 to 35%. So garlic ni, you have to crush the garlic. Garlic ni there's a compound, tiba-tiba compound famous dia, alicillin. Okay, you have to crush that to get the compound. Garlic ni kalau you tengok, garlic kan bawang putih ni kalau you tengok macam biasa, dia tak ada bau kuat sangat. Tapi you crush it, baru dia ada compound. Alicillin. Okay, I can't really remember. Okay, that's how it works. But when you crush it and when you powder it, dia punya aroma memanglah banyak hilang. Okay. Cumin. Cumin seeds. Google apa tu cumin seeds? Anyone have any idea what is cumin seeds?
Jintan ke?
Jintan. Okay, cumin is jintan. Dia ada jintan manis, jintan putih kan. One is fennel, another one is cumin. I pun tak tahu yang mana jintan manis, yang mana jintan putih. One is cumin. One is, another one, jintan manis ke jintan putih cumin. Another one is fennel lah, fennel seeds, okay. These are all Asian kind of herbs lah yang kita guna. So usually aluminium and polyethylene pouches and storage condition of 37 kan. Macam yang panas lah kan. And 70% relative humidity are ideal storage condition. This is the aluminium or polyethylene pouches lah yang kita guna banyak sekarang. Jadi, the current method of grinding spices including cumin involve the use of a grinder that subjects the spices to elevated heat. So when you grind it, you have a lot of heat. When you have heat, the smell is gone lah. Okay, grinding cumin at chilled temperature increases volatile oil and improves the fineness of the particles and sensory quality. So, chilled temperature. Sekarang kita ada banyak machine grinding. Okay, if you go to food science kan, you are not food science student. So, they are all exposed to these coal grinders. Okay, it doesn't increase the heat. So, there you can maintain the smell and volatile oil. Punya condition. So kalau current method of grinding ni memang distinct lah. So cumin ni in our culture we use it in a powder form. Kita pun guna dalam bentuk yang betul-betul. So bentuk macam cumin lah, the original form. Okay, in Indians, I think even in Malay's culture, we have these things like kita sangai cumin tu. Okay, for the aroma. Lepas tu we blend it, we do it ourselves lah. Even you sangai pun dah macam bau dia is very good. Okay, it's a common smell. Okay. Fun facts is kita kan suka bau-bau ni kan, garlic lah, ginger lah, cumin lah, all these spices kan. But masalah ini mereka ni pelik sikit. Okay, if you do all these things, they say it smells very strong. Mereka tak suka. Okay, yang paling teruk I pernah tahu adalah belacan lah. Mereka memang pantang dia. Okay. Cinnamon ni orang tahu kan, kayu manis. Okay. Cinnamon is prepared from removing the inner and outer bark. I don't know how do they prepare that anyway. The inner bark curls naturally into quills. Cinnamon quills should be stored in sacks, and highest quality bark is wrapped in new sacking or cartons. Okay. Turmeric are used for centuries, okay, as a natural coloring agent in food, okay, cosmetics and textile. Turmeric is kunyit lah kan, and as flavoring agent. Turmeric dia memang banyak penggunaan dia. Turmeric is usually dried by sun drying or artificial drying, okay, and is then ground into a powder to be predominantly used as a coloring. Kita, I mean, jarang lah kan, maybe industry batik they're using for coloring, but from our part, turmeric is something we use every day in our cooking. It's a very high antioxidant, very high antibacterial compounds. Okay. Mustard. This is mustard. Okay, this is mustard seed lah. What do they call mustard in Malay as lasih? I'm not sure. Okay, check back what's mustard in Malay. I pun tak tahu nama dia. Okay, mustard produces seeds, the most important product, and has an oil content of 30%. It is critical during drying and storage that the seed is not overheated, as this can cause rancidity and loss of quality. The malt mustard seed is stored in sacks or in bulk. Okay. The mustard meal is manufactured by grinding dry whole seeds and should be kept fresh or sealed using opaque container in a cool environment. So mustard ni yang kita selalu tahu selain daripada masak dalam masakan, when you go to Subway ke, when you go anywhere yang mustard sauce tu kan, yeah, that is also quite famous. Sorry, orang tengah puasa. Okay. Okay, ginger. Ginger powder stored in glass jar for 4 degrees showed a significant decrease in gingerol content. Okay, after 8 weeks storage, and after 16 weeks storage, the level had further decreased. Okay, 37 degrees. Okay, this compares to ambient storage at 23 degrees, where the gingerol decrease was 30%. Okay, and after 8 weeks, 37% after and 37% after 16 weeks. So you choose lah where you want to store it. So benda ni semua benda yang sama lah. Okay, yang ni whole or ground herbs and spices. This is more onto essential oil yang ada smell. Let's say basil. Okay, basil. During the drying process, the essential oil composition of the herbs and spices changes. It results in 19% overall loss of essential oil after drying and 3 months of storage in aluminium polyethylene bag. So dia dah hilang 19% after drying. Lepas tu you store dalam bag ni pun it lost more. After 6 months in the bags, it was 62% loss. Okay. If you're in a food science industry, they teach you how to measure the loss of essential oil smells or components dalam tu. Okay. If in science we can do it we can use HPLC, GC to check the compound punya quantity. Okay, maybe you keep it 1 month. What's the compound in the herb, and then after 3 months it might get lower. So you can do qualitative and quantitative checking. Okay, methyl cavicol and eugenol decreased linearly, and some other components disappeared all together. Okay. Essential oils. Ginger, the oleoresin can be encapsulated jadi pills, jadi macam pill. Okay, to present it in a dried form. This can be achieved by spray drying and can then be easily incorporated in food products. Ginger kan, oleoresin is a compound dalam tu lah, macam you purify the compound. Okay, so we can encapsulate that, buat capsule. But in Malaysia, if you're Malaysian, if you're eating a ginger pill, I think we are quite weird lah, because we eat ginger every day, most of the days, okay, in our food. Okay, cinnamon, the oil should be kept cool and should be stored in a container that have a minimum allowable oxygen headspace to minimize oxidation loss of product quality. So this is how you should keep cinnamon. Turmeric pula, turmeric punya main compound is curcumin. It's a major pigment lah, responsible for the color. The curcumin content continued to decrease during storage up to a period of 10 months, and after this period, the level of decrease was minor. Lepas tu dah minor, dah tak banyak. Okay. Mustard, another thing lah. Okay, just read that up lah. Banyak on these things. Okay. Oleoresin. Kalau kat bawah you tengok oleoresin semi-solid extract composed of resin. Resin kalau dia punya crude and essential or fatty oil obtained by evaporation of solvent used for their production. So you extract, lepas you extract, you extract, you guna solvent. Okay. Then you dah evaporate solvent tu, you akan ada crude tu. So that is the compound lah yang crude. Yang tu yang kita panggil oleoresin. Okay. Okay. Spice oleoresins are a liquid, semi-solid or solid residue obtained by solvent extraction and possessing the full character of natural spice. So benda yang penting, compound yang penting you dah extract keluar. The main component of oleoresin include the essential oil, the fixed oils, the pigments, pungent constituent, their natural antioxidant, all these compounds lah. Okay, oleoresin is high stable in storage and have a minimum shelf life of 1 year. Okay, without any loss of the quality. So this is a modernized way of extracting compound lah. There are also other advantages including reduced space storage. So you don't need to store the entire compound, entire herbs powder ke apa, you dah extract compound, so it will be like smaller lah, maybe 10 times smaller. Okay, storage requirement as they require only you see 1 to 10% of the space, because benda yang penting you dah keluar, yang sakit bagi tu buang je lah. But it must be storage properly lah under dalam fridge ke apa. Okay, sometimes you need that, sometimes not. Okay, macam tu je. Any question so far? Dah boring Hello?
No question.
Senang je kan, macam direct things lah. Not much. Okay. The primary purpose of packaging is to preserve the flavor and keep the product in good condition until it reaches the consumer. Okay, the factors can be grouped into basic factors and consumer acceptance factors. Okay. Okay, why do you want to package? Is to preserve the flavor and keep the product in good condition lah until it reaches the consumer. So these are the basic factor when you package. Price of the package, protection of the product from contamination, resistance to impact injury, kalau ada injury, effectiveness of interior surface, okay, absence of handling problems, space and other storage requirement. All these things are basic factor lah. Special features relating to the performance of the package. So you have to consider all this when you're packaging. Then another one, consumer acceptance. So how do consumer accept? So you nak jual dekat orang consumer biasa yang datang ke shopping center, takkanlah you nak bagi dalam guni kan? So you must package it in a smaller package size dia. Okay, ease of opening. So, kalau botol senang nak buka. Okay, kalau it's a totally sealed, then mereka kena gunting lah. So then reusing. Okay, pouring qualities, space saving of consumers premises. So you must think of how to shorten the space. Protection from light. Okay, if some compounds need protection to light, you need to put lah. Kalau you masuk dalam lab kan, dia ada one yang macam aluminium flask, kita panggil aluminium bottle. Bottle tu warna dia macam brown. So it protects from light actually. Bukan saya saja ni nak buat color brown tau. Semua botol dekat Scotch bottle dekat lab tu warna putih, tiba-tiba yang ni brown. You might have thought why is it brown? Because you want to protect from the light. Transparency, certain things you must be able to see what's inside. Okay, tamper-proof construction, physical characteristic of outside surface include appearance, ease of disposal. Kalau benda tu shouldn't be much toxic or anything lah, so easy for them to throw it out. Special features relating to performance for consumers. So these are all very important. how do you reduce microbial load in herbs and spices? Okay. Okay, how do you reduce microbes lah? Okay, improved agriculture is one of the things. How do you do that? The world's largest spice house are working closely with growers, farmers by modifying irrigation and fertilization. So, macam Jabatan Pertanian. Today morning we all went to Jabatan Pertanian. So, these are one of the things we discussed. So, how do we keep things from being contaminated? We use improved agricultural technique. There's a lot of agriculture techniques. Okay, maybe we'll learn in plant propagation and so on lah. How do you keep that against microbial contamination? Okay, one of the discussion just now was if you're planting vegetables and so on, sometimes due to the water they are contaminated. So how do we keep that? Okay, so you have to do a proper fertigation and use a proper fertilizer so it doesn't contaminate. Kerana kalau fertilizer ni banyak pun ada air yang bertakung, dia akan invite contamination, invite fungus lah. Okay, fungus ke, bacteria ke, anything, lumut ke and so on. Okay, lumut is most. Okay, it is possible to produce a cleaner raw material for processing. This is effective in reducing microbial loss but cannot eliminate risk as the product is still largely processed in open air. Product selection. Assessment of numerous batches of herbs and spice products in the selection of microbiologically cleanest can be effective. So you have to do a proper product selection. Okay, when you are assessing, you must assess the batch. Okay, they are like that's what Sirim does lah. They assess herbs and spice tu sebelum it is marketed. Okay, you have to do the microbial test and so on. Irradiation. Okay, ionizing radiation which disrupt bacterial chromosome to infect. So sometimes certain things that can be easily infected by microbe, you can radiate them. So it might kill the microbes. Okay, but even because you're using radiation, so public won't be very happy about that. And it when you're marketing that, you will say my product have been radiated to kill the microbe. So the question will be by the public is, if you radiate the microbe, the component dalam spice tu pun will be radiated. So is that people in the thinking that will it cause cancer? These kind of things. Okay. Heat treatment. Okay, whole or ground herbs and spices are pasteurized by flash processing with steam or heat fry air. So heat treatment to kill the microbes lah. But this one has another thing. Heat treatment ni might also denature the compounds dalam product tu. Okay. Flavor extraction or oleoresins. Steam distillation will extract the volatile flavor principle which due to the process are microbiologically sterile. Solvent extraction will additionally remove the non-volatile compounds. Okay, these extracts are known as oleoresin and contain the whole flavor character of the raw material. Okay, solvent extraction, okay, flavor extraction lah. Encapsulation, this is encapsulation lah, they capsulate kan of herbs and spice extract lah. Dia buat dalam bentuk capsule. Okay. Okay, before we move to storage of potato, let's take 2 minutes break lah. Dia cakap lama. Any questions? Students?
Not yet.
So far senang je kan, benda yang kena hafal je. Okay. There will be one final question from this maybe. Okay. Remember that, this topic. I'll be back. Okay, students, are you all around? Can we continue?
Yes.
Yes.
Siapa balik hari ni? Ada yang dah balik dah ke?
Tak ada.
Semua ada midterm.
Ha?
Semua ada midterm face to face.
Oh, Dr. Linda. Oh, so balik lepas Jumaat lah ni. Okay. Okay, storage of potato. Storage of potato, keeping potato tubers fresh or processed in a safe condition with minimum deteriorative changes for later use lah. So I don't know, somehow in your course outline they just focus on potato. Okay, tak tahu siapa potato lah kan. Okay, so maybe they choose it as one whole plant lah. Okay, common deteriorative changes problem in potato storage is one is rotting. Okay, rotting. Another one is weight loss or shrinkage, ataupun even in my house potato yang ada tu dah mula sprout dah. Okay, and then greening of potato, or the sweetening enzyme invertase change potato sugars, so it might change the potato punya sugar lah. Okay, so these are the common problems dalam potato storage. Okay, highlight of potato storage: harvest the crop, remove field heat, pre-cooling accelerates the deterioration and senescence process lah. Okay, maintain wound healing temperature. Okay, wound healing temperature must be less than 21 degrees with relative humidity 95% for 15 to 30 days lah. Reduce temperature. Okay, so you shouldn't have a lot of field heat lah. Kalau you have field heat, it will accelerate the deterioration lah. You must maintain the wound healing temperature, okay, which must be less than 21. It must be reduced temperature of 0.5 degrees per day for 7 to 10 days for long-term storage. So every time you have to reduce the temperature every day. Faster rates may cause sugar build-up and dark surface. So you jangan tiba-tiba daripada 21 degrees ke 15 degrees, then it will also cause chilling injuries lah. So in this case, it will cause sugar build-up. Okay, maintain 95 to 98% of relative humidity to avoid shrinkage. Okay, if the humidity is low, then dia akan kehilangan air, dia mula shrink lah. Avoid excess accumulation of soil debris for maintaining proper ventilation. So you kena bersihkan, tak ada soil debris banyak on top of that. Dampness may cause decay. Okay, terlalu damp pun akan cause decay. It's best not to wash potato before long-term storage. Okay, so these are how you maintain the quality. Why? If maybe you become pegawai pertanian in future kan, so you need to know that maybe you are in downstream processing, lepas tu I punya science officer, so ataupun agricultural officer, you will need this because benda-benda macam ni kita tanam potato, kita harvest kan. So why do we need to this? Because sometimes we are transporting it, we are importing, exporting this to outside countries. Okay, so all these things have been studied well. Okay, storage problems of potato. Okay, tuber moth. Okay, is the disease is called by this species. Okay, how do you pronounce this species? Phytromia species. Maybe you should ask Dr. Sabrina. Okay, she's the expert of plant pathologist kan. So the larvae enter the tuber through eyes and bore tunnels, so they masuk. The larvae damage results in direct weight loss, and it is infection greatly reduce the market value of the tuber. So these are big problems lah. Keep the tubers covered with earth in the filler, dia punya remedial. Fumigate the goat on with methyl bromide at 4.8 kg per 100 cubic meter for 3 hours. Okay, pathological storage. Okay, charcoal rot disease. Okay, it's caused by this thing. These form darkened patches on tuber which later become water-soaked and black. It requires early harvesting, seed treatment with fungicide like Aritan or Agalol. Okay, late blight. It's caused by Phytosphaera infestans. Its brown coloration of the infected tubers wet rot in storage causes huge loss. Seed treatment with fungicide and proper pre-harvest care should be taken. So this is one of the disease. Ada banyak disease lah macam wart, soft rot. These are the causes of that. Okay. So if it's a wart, tubers become undersized. You must apply heat. Okay. Arena is a soft rot. Tubers are infected through wounds. Wash tuber with chlorinated water before storage. Okay. Okay, that is a disease. So how do you traditional storage structure systems? Okay, heap storage. Potato are heaped under the shade of tree, where 6 to 30 tons of potato can be stored. The heaps are covered with a 30 cm thick layer of straw. Okay, it is like heap, you know, the way it was heaped lah. Okay, under the shade of tree or anything shades lah, under shades where 6 to 30 tons of potato can be stored. The heaps are covered with a 30 cm thick layers of straw. Okay, recommended practices. How do you store them? Select storage site in places like under the shade of trees, preferably in orchard with a raised sand soil platform of 20 to 25 cm height. For reducing rotting incidents during storage, spray Mancozeb on the soil or sand. Okay, you have to spray something like this on the sand lah. Okay, sort out cracked, cut, bruised, damaged green or rotted tubers before storage. So you have to jangan letak sekali lah. Kalau letak sekali, when one is infected, another will start to be infected. Use polyethylene sheet for covering the heaps for protection from rain. So you have to cover with polyethylene sheet. Cover the heap potato with 0.3 empty to 0.4 metric ton of straw materials with paddy, placing 2 layers of locally mat in crosswise direction, which improve the efficiency of heap storage. Loading of potato may be done in the morning since the temperature is low in comparison to the noon. So you can go and find YouTube videos on the heap storage. Okay, I think it will explain macam I beritahu macam ni kan, it's like you have to imagine. If you see a video, you will understand things better. Okay. Pit storage pula. 2 types of pits are prepared, i.e. kaca and pucha pits. Okay. So these are the kind of pits lah they prepare. Okay, kaca pit, rectangular in shape, measures 4.5 meter length, 3.6 meter width and 14 meter depth. So dia gali lubang lah. Okay, another one is pucha pit, normally circular in shape with a diameter of 4.2 meters. All the pits are covered with 0.3 meter thick available straw material. Straw of the wheat, straw of the padi lah kan. Dalam bahasa Melayu mereka panggil apa? Straw ni dia ada humus padi I'm not sure, the batang lah kan. It's a popular storage method in Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is based in India. So this is how they put this. Okay. Recommended practice, follow all cultural practice. Recommendation applicable in a heap storage method. Always store disease-free and cured potato. Kalau you nampak disease ke apa, jangan letak sekali. Measure the soil moisture level for determination of depth of pit. Keep the length and width of the pit according to the quantity of the potato to be stored. The temperature must be average 25.6 degrees Celsius and a 66% relative humidity. So you have to measure and keep that well. Okay. Traditionally, orang tak macam betul-betul check lah. They know. People who traditionally do this, they know how it works lah. Okay. These are wooden storage structure. Small wooden rooms like stores about 10 feet height, built in the field or near residential area. So they tak dalam wooden storage structure, they can build something like that. Okay. The walls are built by horizontally fixed overlapping wooden planks which help in preventing seepage in store and running of the rainwater. So dia kena macam bumbung pun kena macam ni, macam kat Malaysia kan. Jangan pergi buat bumbung modern macam ni lah, flat lah kan. Okay. So that water have to drop out. The roof of the store is covered with a thin sheet and a gap is left between the roof and wall for aeration. So kena ada gap, so ada pengudaraan lah. Okay. Seed potatoes sometimes can also be placed in trays for periodic sorting. Okay. Storage in rooms. These small rooms are built with bricks, guna batu, stones, cements at the ground floor of the resident. The potato are stored in a storage either in heap, dalam satu heap, satu rombokan, atau dalam gunny bags or in bamboo basket. Okay. Wah, banyak juga benda ni sebenarnya. Okay. Okay, I think this notes, storage in baskets, not Eastern states. Like, okay, I think this book must be from India. Can when we take this, okay, potatoes are stored not Eastern states of India. Like, potatoes are stored in bamboo basket, macam ni, of 10 to 100 kilogram capacity. Smaller baskets are known as polo, which provide better aeration to the tubers. The baskets are made of different size, suitable for use as they are convenient to carry to the field. Some baskets are meant specifically with partially open bottom and to facilitate removal of potato for daily uses. Okay, when I read this, when I find out, again, my mother still use this kind of things to store potato, onion, garlic, and so on. So it makes sense, like maybe it lasts longer for the storage. Okay, storage in layers. Platforms of bamboo or wooden planks are constructed by the support of the store wall on one side and bamboo on the other side. Okay, any layers lah. It provides better space usage and helps to minimize rotting of potato. Okay. Ini adalah potato. Okay. Think storage at low temperature. Okay, the low temperature is 2 to 4 degrees is the most common method for potato storage. Store seed potato at 2 to 4 degrees has no sprouting take place at this temperature. Okay, we all know when it's colder, sprouting takkan berlaku. Okay, in compound pun if you store in a lower temperature, dia takkan degrade. Okay, we all know that. Okay, and metabolic process, and specifically for potato, they said this is the temperature. Okay, and metabolic processes goes down. Besides low temperatures, sweetening is of little importance in case of seed potatoes. Store potatoes for export and processing purpose at 8 to 10 degrees Celsius will not only save a lot of energy but also make the potato more suitable for consumption, processing, and export. Use sprouts super sense like this to check the sprouting while potatoes are stored at 8 to 10 degrees. So this is a modern kind of storing. Okay. Okay, if you want to store at 10 to 12 degrees, this storage method is suitable for potato for processing and export. When you want to export that, you store at this temperature. Okay, kalau you guna 2 to 4, it requires more energy to keep the temperature. Okay. Store processing potatoes and wear potatoes at 10 to 12 degrees with CIPC treatment. CIPC is this the earlier compound. Okay, it's to suppress that from sprouting. Okay. Use refrigerated containers for export of potatoes stored at 10 to 12 degrees Celsius with CIPC treatment when the transit time of export is more than 10 days. When you grow in one country, you want to transport to another country, you have to put in 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. Ship CIPC treated potatoes stored at 10 to in non-refrigerated container for exporting to neighboring countries like Sri Lanka and Gulf countries is a country macam UAE, Qatar, Saudi, okay, Bahrain are all UAE Gulf countries they call it. Okay, time less than 3 to 4 days. Okay. So far, any questions before we move on?
No.
So we have about 20 more slides. It's on apiculture. Apiculture is a honey culture. Okay, products of the hive. Okay. Okay, prehistoric records show a honeybee human connection going back to 6000 BC. Okay, 6000 before century. People dah before Christ. BC is before Christ, before century before Christ. 6000 tahun sebelum Bab mula lah. So mereka dah nampak dah orang ambil honey from bee. Okay, human were essentially another predator of honeybee. Okay, we used to take honey. Okay, this is smoking the hive. People, Mesolithic cave painting, it shows that humans have started to take honey. Okay, besarnya bee dia. Okay, Egyptian keeping way. Okay, harvesting honeycombs right and packing honey left. Okay, they are packaging, harvesting. Okay, so they do all these things. Okay. Apiculture is the management of honeybees. Okay, this is one term used for honeybees lah, honey collection. Okay, primary species that is used is Apis mellifera, the European honey bee. Okay, primary lah dulu lah kan, dari dulu kan. Two types of biotypes. European, they adapted for temperate climates. Okay, for their climates. So the bee honeybees have been adapted lah kan, evolution. African, adapted for tropical climates. Okay. C8, 27 subspecies biotypes in the world. So there are 27 subspecies of honeybees around the world. Okay. Honeybees to the Western Hemisphere. Western Hemisphere is brought like Western Hemisphere maksud dia negara-negara American lah, South and North American continent tu is brought by European colonies actually. Sebelum tu tak ada. Okay, so of course lah kan, North and Southern Europe, American continent is mostly they brought culture from this side, Europe, Asia and so on kan. People kat sana yang Red Indians tu macam orang lama, so their culture was totally different, so the things were brought. Same goes to the apiculture. Okay. Why keep bees? It provide valuable products for our comfort, pleasure and nutrition. Kalau you go to our glass house, yang ujung-ujung tu kan macam, dekat ujung-ujung tu you boleh nampak macam ada tiang-tiang batu tu kan. So it was used for honey collection punya bees. There was one project lah those days, even before I started to work there. I think during even plant science not exist. Okay, they had that. Okay, these are honey. Honey, dia 200 million pounds per annum for US. There's a lot kan. Dia, I mean, it's produced 200 million pounds lah dalam satu tahun per annum. Pollination is $16 million of agricultural product. Okay, it has wax, pollen, royal jelly, and venom. So it's used. Okay. Prior to 1853, beekeeping was inefficient, wasteful lah. Okay, before that, this is beekeeping. This is how they do it at home lah. Scab hive used for 2,000 years, made of mud, clay, or straw. Unable to inspect for pest, disease. Harvest destructive. So if you want to harvest it, you destruct these things. Okay. Okay, this is a man-made hive lah. Okay, scab hive. Hive tu apa? Lebah punya ni kita panggil apa? In Malay? Hello.
Sarang.
Sarang lebah. Okay, hive. Okay, sarang lebah. Okay, it's man-made lah. Okay. Modern era of beekeeping. Tengok bee pun ada modern era. Okay, started in 1853 with the publication of the book The Hive and Honeybee, written by L.L. Langstroth, the father of modern beekeeping. Okay, introduced the concept of bee space, from which the top opening movable frame hive evolved. Okay, top opening lah, so he has a modern way. Okay, bee space, when bees have less than 1 cm to move around in, they will not build wax or propolis attached fitments to the walls of a hive, allowing for removal of frames. Okay, it's a bee space lah. Okay, so lepas tu dia akan buat honey dekat sini dalam ni. Okay, the modern beehive is like this. Okay, okay, let's come to the chemistry of honey. Ataupun biology of honey lah. Okay, produced from plant nectar. So honey is actually, it takes from the plant nectar kan, primarily it's from flowers. Also extra floral nectaries. Okay, precursor of nectar is phloem sap, most often a dilute solution of sucrose. Okay, essentially bees do two things. They dehydrate, dia ambil nectar tu, dia macam campuran dengan air, dia dehydrate. Maksud dia, air tu dia akan buang, dia akan only take the sap tu. Okay, yang crude yang jadi honey tu. And then dia ada enzymatic inversion of sucrose to glucose and fructose. Dia akan tukar dari sucrose to glucose and fructose. It can convert that because it has the enzyme untuk conversion. Okay. Honey, okay, dia punya content dia, a saturated solution of carbohydrates. It's a 17% water content, 82.5% sugar. So these are also sugar. Kalau somebody have diabetes, they shouldn't take honey as well. There's fructose of 38%, glucose of 31%, maltose 7, sucrose 1.5 and others. So kalau nak cari protein, mineral, vitamins dalam dia memang okay. It's a saturated lah solution of carbohydrate. Honey is the first sweetener long before sugarcane. So before sugarcane started from, if I'm not mistaken, Brazil is the biggest lah. But before sugarcane started, it was used as a first sweetener. First alcoholic beverage was also honey which are fermented. Okay, production is US 200 million pounds per annum. In world, 2 billion pounds per annum. Okay, production. Consumption, US 1 pound, Germany 4 pounds. So it depends on who taking that lah. Dalam pharmacy kita guna dia as medical vehicle, taste corrective, wound dressing ada juga. And people use that for cosmetics as well. Okay. Okay, beeswax is dalam cosmetics is used as creams, lotions, lipsticks, dalam candles. Okay, dalam Jewish culture they use it in candles, Greek Orthodox, but most of all I think RCC is the Roman Catholic, they use that. Okay, Roman Catholic Christians. Okay, beekeeping it's a foundation beeswax lah. Okay, they use that beekeeping as foundation in beeswax. Okay, combs from beeswax, so comb yang boleh nampak. Okay. Okay, give me another 3 minutes. Nak pergi washroom jap. Okay, guys, okay?
Okay.
Betul.
Okay, we shall continue. Hello. Boleh dengar?
Ya, boleh. Dengar
Okay.
doktor.
10 slide je lagi. Okay, beeswax produced from 4 pairs of subdermal glands on the underside of the abdomen of a worker bee. When the bee is 10 to 18 days old, okay, produced as small translucent flakes. Okay, precursor is honey and nectar. Okay, 4 pairs of subdermal glands on the underside of the abdomen of a worker bee. So beeswax ni dia dibuat daripada dermal glands lah, daripada bee tu. When the bee is 10 to 18 days old lah, it produced as small translucent flakes. Precursor is honey and nectar. Okay, it's a wax lah, beeswax. Okay, wax scales from wax gland. So dia ambil dari sini lah. Okay, 10 to 18 years old. Okay, dari sini tempat dia. Okay, beeswax composition. Over 300 identified individual components. Okay, 300 individual components dan group dia lah, ini grouping dia. Hydrocarbons ada 14%, monoester 35%. Ini semua wax kan? Wax is non-polar, it's lemak lah, macam fatty part of that. Okay, not yang hydrophobic part of the things. Okay, diester, hydroxy, polyester and free acids. Okay. Royal jelly. The glandular secretion of young worker bees produced by the hypopharyngeal in the head, used as food for larval bees. This is the royal jelly. Okay. Composition is this: 66% water, 14% protein, 14% carbohydrate, and 5% lipid. Queen cell, royal jelly in cell. Okay. This is the queen cell. It's a royal jelly in the cell. Okay. Bee venom. Okay, bee venom adalah yang dia punya apa? Yang poison tu kan. A bitter colorless liquid containing protein which causes local inflammation. Okay, its uses is as pure bee venom for use in desensitization. Okay, as quackery for charlatans in treating a variety of neurological disorder. Okay, venom composition dia a mixture of protein and peptide lah. These are the composition. Okay, I'm not going very in detail on that. Venom. Okay, pollen. Plant male gamotype, a reproductive structure that carries sperm, the primary food substance for bees. It's a pollen ni adalah food substance for bees, directly as food to older larvae, indirectly as the precursor for royal jelly. Okay. Protein from 6 to pollen consists of protein from 6 to 28 degrees Celsius, lipids from 1 to 20 degrees, but usually less than 5 degrees. Dalam pollen ada sterols less than 0.5, and it also has sugars, starches, vitamins and minerals. This is what bees eats. Okay. Oh, this one I get from Dr. Linda. So madu adalah penyembuh. Okay, so that's Quranic, I think. What is this one? This is not Quran ya. Ini Quran ke ataupun hadis? Hello.
Quran.
Oh, Quran. Okay. Dan perut lebah itu keluar minuman madu yang bermacam-macam warnanya. Di dalamnya terdapat ubat yang menyembuhkan bagi manusia. So it's also already written in the Holy Script. Okay, so you should start eating the madu. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. It's a long day. And so I will be meeting you on 12/5 at 8 AM. Betul tak? Next class on 12. Ya.
Betul.
Okay. 12 hari bulan 5 dan 13 hari bulan 5. And selamat Hari Raya. I will post you the assignment today. So we will be doing assignment. Yang ni dalam ni I silap lah, one Wednesday. Okay, we will do on one Thursday. Okay, masa 8 hingga 10 tu lah. Okay, one Thursday. So I will post the date for you. Okay, so it's a group assignment. I think we will do on okay, maybe 13, maybe you reserve the thing for 26.5 lah for the presentation. 26, yeah, 26.5 for your presentation. We have enough time to prepare. 20 or 26.5, we will do that. Okay, just reserve your day lah. Okay. For presentation, I think 26.5 should be good. Okay, so we'll be doing it on 26.5 the presentation. That's it. Anyway, thank you. Hello. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Nadia.